It started like any ordinary day. Fans were scrolling through their phones, catching up on the latest celebrity news, trending videos, and viral posts. There was no warning, there was no hint. And then, something happened that would immediately dominate the online world. Blake Shelton, the country music superstar known for his grounded personality, was spotted in a public place, casually dressed, approachable, moving among fans with his usual calm demeanor. At first, only a few noticed, but the few who did immediately sensed something extraordinary. A young fan approached him, hesitant and visibly nervous. Blake didn't pull away, he didn't rush or check his phone. Instead, he paused, leaned slightly forward, and gave his full attention. The fan began to speak, voice shaking, words trailing, but Blake listened patiently. His gentle nods, warm smile, and attentive gaze transformed a fleeting moment into something unforgettable. Someone recorded the interaction. The clip was barely 30 seconds long, shaky and raw, yet within hours it exploded across social media. Fans reposted it on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. News outlets picked it up. Pages dedicated to country music stars shared it widely. The title of every post was variations of the same. Blake Shelton shocked fans today. The internet couldn't stop talking. Comments poured in. He actually listened. Can you believe that? This is the kind of celebrity moment we need. Blake Shelton is truly one of a kind. Unlike the usual viral content driven by controversy or spectacle, this moment was rooted in authenticity. People weren't just watching a celebrity, they were witnessing a human connection, pure and unfiltered. By midday, hashtags like Blake Shelton viral and fans speechless began trending. Analysts noted the unusual nature of the clip. Viral moments often rely on scandal, drama, or flashy visuals, but here, millions were captivated by patience, empathy, and sincerity. The discussion expanded beyond Blake's fan base. People unfamiliar with country music were engaging, sharing the clip, commenting, and expressing admiration. Some described feeling emotional watching a simple exchange. Others reflected on how small gestures of attentiveness could leave lasting impressions. Social media influencers created reaction videos, breaking down Blake's subtle gestures, the nods, the pauses, the calm tone. YouTubers uploaded compilations of heartwarming celebrity moments, with this clip as the highlight. Even traditional media discussed it, emphasizing the rarity of such public interactions. Fans shared their own experiences, connecting personally with the moment. Many reflected on how powerful it is when someone takes the time to genuinely listen. The narrative evolved. This was more than a celebrity encounter. It was a universal lesson in empathy and human connection. By midday, the original clip had millions of views. Internet news outlets published articles with headlines like "Blake Shelton leaves fans speechless with heartwarming moment," or "Internet obsessed as Blake Shelton surprises fans," or "The quiet gesture that shows Blake Shelton's humanity." What made this moment remarkable was its simplicity. No performance, no press tour, no planned appearance. Just Blake, fully present, listening and responding with kindness. In a world dominated by noise and staged interactions, this act stood out. Fans kept returning to the video, not because of spectacle, but because of authenticity. Discussions on Twitter, Instagram, and Reddit exploded with admiration. People debated what Blake had said, how he had responded, and why such a brief interaction could resonate so strongly. Even analysts highlighted the cultural significance. In an era where celebrity culture is often curated and performative, moments of true authenticity cut through the noise. They inspire, evoke emotion, and create a lasting impact. Blake Shelton's brief exchange exemplified this perfectly.
By nightfall, the internet wasn't just sharing the video, it was celebrating it. Memes, fan edits, and heartfelt posts flooded social media, all emphasizing sincerity, kindness, and the power of presence. It was a viral moment unlike most others, positive, heartwarming, and universally relatable. The story quickly transcended platforms. Radio shows played the clip, highlighting fan reactions. Podcasts discussed the implications for celebrity culture. Even educators and motivational speakers referenced the moment, citing it as an example of empathy in action. Through it all, Blake Shelton remained quiet. No post, no statement, no PR amplification. His silence reinforced the authenticity. People felt the moment was unfiltered, real, and touching, exactly why it captured the hearts of millions. By the end of the day, Blake Shelton had created something extraordinary without a single performance or announcement. A simple, genuine act had dominated the internet, proving that authenticity resonates more than spectacle ever could. The viral moment became more than a trending video. It became a cultural symbol. It reminded people worldwide that even small gestures, when sincere, can have enormous impact.
The morning after the viral clip went live, the internet was still buzzing. Social media platforms were flooded with reactions, analyses, and heartfelt posts. Every corner of the web seemed to be discussing the same moment. Blake Shelton, in an ordinary setting, had created an extraordinary ripple effect simply by being present and attentive. Reaction videos multiplied by the hour. Influencers, content creators, and even casual fans uploaded their takes, breaking down every subtle gesture Blake had made. His calm nod, warm smile, and patient listening became the focus of discussion. Fans were not only impressed, they were inspired. Many commented that the moment made them reconsider how they treat others in their daily lives. Across platforms, engagement skyrocketed. Millions of comments poured in. This is the kind of celebrity interaction that actually matters. Blake Shelton just showed the world how simple kindness can leave a huge impact. I've never seen a moment like this, genuine, heartfelt, and completely unfiltered. Media outlets quickly adapted the story into more than just a viral clip. Headlines emphasized the emotional resonance rather than spectacle. Blake Shelton's quiet act leaves fans speechless. The internet can't stop talking about Blake Shelton today. A heartwarming gesture by Blake Shelton goes viral worldwide. Experts in celebrity culture and social media studied the phenomenon, noting its rarity. In an era dominated by staged content, meticulously crafted public appearances, and viral stunts, this moment stood out precisely because it was unplanned and authentic. It proved that audiences are craving real human connection, even when delivered by famous personalities. The viral moment also sparked reflections beyond fan communities. Educators, motivational speakers, and communication specialists highlighted it as an example of effective interpersonal engagement. They emphasized that Blake's attentive listening and genuine response were more impactful than many of the overt performances or public speeches people give. Fans began sharing their own stories online. Threads on Reddit and Twitter recounted personal experiences where someone simply listened, validated, or acknowledged them, showing how small gestures could leave lasting impressions. Many compared their experiences to Blake Shelton's encounter, noting how his authenticity resonated on a human level. Meanwhile, memes, fan art, and creative edits began circulating. Rather than poking fun, most celebrated the moment, emphasizing positivity, connection, and kindness. The clip became a cultural touchstone, a short video that reminded millions what truly matters in human interaction. Social media engagement statistics revealed staggering numbers. The original video amassed millions of views in mere hours. Shares, likes, and comments increased exponentially as people continued to re-watch and react.
Analysts pointed out that such organic virality, driven solely by authenticity, is extremely rare. As news networks picked up the story, interviews with fans and witnesses highlighted the emotional weight of the moment. People described feeling seen, validated, and inspired just by observing the interaction. Commentators noted that Blake's act wasn't performative, it was sincere, and that sincerity had the power to resonate across generations and cultures. By the evening, the global conversation had reached mainstream media. Television segments, radio discussions, and online articles all celebrated the moment. People everywhere reflected on the power of human connection, empathy, and attentiveness, qualities often overlooked in a fast-paced, digitally driven world. The long-term impact began to emerge almost immediately. Fans continued sharing the clip weeks after the initial posting. The conversation evolved into discussions about the importance of listening, compassion, and authenticity in everyday life. Blake Shelton, without making any statement himself, had set an example not only for celebrities but for anyone interacting with others. In the music industry, insiders acknowledged the significance. They pointed out that this viral moment was different from typical publicity stunts. Blake didn't need to promote a song, a concert, or a brand. His influence came purely from human connection, demonstrating that personality and authenticity can sometimes have a greater impact than marketing campaigns. Even months later, clips, compilations, and references to this moment continued to circulate. It became a benchmark for fan engagement and authentic celebrity behavior. Aspiring artists and public figures used it as a case study, understanding that simple gestures, patience, attention, and kindness can resonate deeply with audiences. The story concluded not with spectacle, but with reflection. Blake Shelton's brief, unscripted interaction had become a symbol of how authenticity can cut through noise, dominate conversation, and inspire millions. Fans remained in awe, and the internet continued to celebrate what many described as the quietest viral moment in history. Ultimately, the viral phenomenon wasn't about Blake Shelton performing or entertaining. It was about presence, empathy, and humanity. It reminded the world that the smallest gestures, a nod, a smile, a moment of genuine attention, can leave the largest imprint. And that is why the internet remained obsessed. Because in a world full of noise, Blake Shelton gave the world a moment of silence, presence, and authenticity. And that, more than anything, left everyone speechless.